you guys will feel it as well, because you guys are part of what made them the team that they're going to be. So I just urge you guys to keep working, and you know, there's no elevator to success. You got to take the stairs. So if you guys want to win it, just keep working, and everything will pay off. First, I want to go ahead and congratulate our most improved player of the year. This is a guy who, at the beginning of the year, didn't know whether or not he wanted to keep playing football. He told me, "Coach, my heart's really in baseball, and that's kind of what I want to follow." He came out, he worked, and we could see it from last year. He was one of the more talented freshmen. He didn't get a ton of playing time, but he showed flashes during practice. This year, with the sophomore/junior class that moved up, he got a little more playing time, did really well, was one of our better receivers and one of our better defensive players, David Ribellini. All right, so the next two awards, I've got two gentlemen that are kind of interchangeable because they both tied both for Defensive Player of the Year and Lineman of the Year. So that's a testament to both of them. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Defensive Player of the Year first. This guy at the beginning of spring and in the summer didn't really have a true defensive position. We thought he was a great athlete. We thought he was tenacious. We thought he was a hard worker. And despite not being a captain, he was a leader. But we really didn't know where to play him. We felt that there was something. He was playing defensive line at the time. We felt that there was something a little bit lacking with him. But he was a hell of an athlete. And he's actually turned out to be kind of the heart and soul of our defense. And, you know, for somebody that I never saw just flat out deplete anybody or, you know, run through a ball carrier, he put some big hits on ball carriers. He was the type of tackler that when he hit you, he wanted to make you feel it. Adrian Montoya.
I got a cramp. I got a cramp.
The votes. The reason we decided to give him Lineman of the Year is because he actually played offensive line, defensive line, opposed to Adrian, who played offensive line and linebacker. But one thing I will say about this guy, this is the one person, and this is the first time it's ever happened, that received at least a vote in every award we were going to hand out. He got one for Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Mr. Football, Most Improved, and Lineman of the Year. This is somebody that he kind of mastered the art of taking mental risks last year. He didn't play much at all in practice, in games. But we could always see in him that he had the will to be a good player. You know, there was times that, like anybody else, you know, he'd be running his sprints and, you know, just cramp up or throw up. He'd always find a way to finish what he was supposed to do. And every time that he just stood off to the side, you know, you could kind of tell he was engaged in what was going on. He learned the playbook, he learned the football concepts. Great player, and I'm going to miss him. Chris Blandino. He actually did receive votes last year for MVP. We decided not to, you know, give it to him because he lacked a little bit of production in the stats category, but on film, he was just a coach's dream. Always running the right routes, always going hard, never missing tackles, always in run support. You know, didn't really ever have blown coverages. Never complained for the ball. First guy I've ever coached who's legitimately this year I saw draw triple coverages. There was games this year where he literally saw two corners and a safety on his side. And to his testament, something we didn't know is the last game of the season he was hurting, and it ended up being a pretty serious situation. He told us he was playing. He went out. He played well. Never complained about it. And a week later, you know, he was in the hospital. But hell of a player, and I'm going to miss him. Henry Thomas. I'm going to pass it over to Coach Maddox. But again, I just heard you guys, sophomores are going up, freshmen, juniors. You know, bless your behinds, seniors. Follow your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough, or don't let yourself tell yourself that you're not good enough to go play in college. Miles was saying earlier, you know, exhaust every opportunity you have until you have no more options. And that's a good way to be at peace with yourself. You don't want to live the rest of your life, you know, thinking, you know, what if I would have done this, or done that, or I would have pursued it, or I should have. Just do it. And let somebody else tell you, or let yourself be at peace with yourself before you guys say I'm done. So thank you guys.
So before I talk about the varsity, there is something that's very important that I do want to do, and that's thank the boosters. I forgot to do that earlier, but the boosters, for those that, before you guys start clapping, before you guys, a lot of you guys don't know, the boosters do so much behind the scenes, and they don't ever really get any credit for it. And this year, they definitely went above and beyond and granted our whole wish list for us that goes right to our players. They helped prepare the dinner for us tonight. They helped prepare dinners before every away game. They are literally the lifeblood of this program. And again, they're so behind the scenes that people sometimes don't even know they're there. But without them, this program wouldn't be the program we are, if a program at all. So I'm going to let the boosters come up and talk. But before I bring them up, if you guys can just give them a round of applause for everyone.
It's amazing. First and foremost, I want to give God all the praise and glory for bringing us all this way. I also want to give thanks to our coaches, the coaching staff from Coach Maddox and his great staff, coaching staff, as well as Coach Sergio and his coaching staff. Everything that we do behind the scenes is for you. We don't want to take credit for anything, because the reason why we do this is because of you. It's not to praise anyone, and we appreciate it. You know, when you do say thank you to us, because we do appreciate it. I've got wonderful ladies that one that just sat down. If you turn around, you have Miss Clovis Benjamin. But it's our parents. Can we see all the parents in that, please? Thank you. Without the parent support that they give us, we could not have done this. And if we can support each other and give the support to our coaching staff, and most importantly, I want him to stand up as well, our athletic director. He has a lot to do with the boosters. We all work together as a family, and that's what we're all about. We're a family. So before I do sit down, I don't want to take more of Coach Maddox's time, because this is all about you. Can we all stand up? All stand up. When I go 3, 2, 1, this is the last time we're going to do this. You guys did a great job. So I want you guys to yell at the top of your lungs, because you know, if you were on that field, you guys gave it your all. So 3, 2, 1. Go Jets! That was Halloween. One more time. One more time. Hey, one more time. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Go Jets!
Alright, so without further ado, the varsity team. Alright, so before we start, I'm glad I'll just do it, but just a little bit extra, alright? Mr. Bella is a wonderful athletic director. He's always very supportive. He goes to the games. On game days, I'm kind of running around with my head's cut off, and he's always there to kind of make sure I'm good and calm, and he does a lot of behind the scenes work for us. So again, there's so much stuff behind the scenes that we don't understand. The boosters, the athletic director, our principal's not here, but he's He's done so much for this program. The parents, again, what Ms. Brenda is trying to say is we're all one big family, and that's 100% true. So thank you for all the supporters out there. Again, our team would not be what it is without you guys. So, with that said, if I can bring up my varsity coaching staff up here so we can start getting out of All right, guys. So the first awards that we're going to give out tonight. When I was at that other school that I like to call it, this is an award that they give out every year, and I think it's honestly I think it's probably the best award that we hand out. We haven't handed it out yet. We're going to start doing it traditionally now, and that is to honor our 4-year football players. All right, it is extremely tough to go through a football program for 4 years. All right, there's injuries, there's grades, there's, I hate to say it, there's girlfriends. All right, there's so much distractions at our school and at any school. To get through 4 years of football, that is a huge accomplishment. All right, so I'm going to pass out an award to every 4-year football player, and the award says this. This certificate is being awarded to you for your 4-year dedication to the Jefferson football program. You have given your time, sweat, blood, tears, and heart to the Grizzly football program over the past 4 years. It takes dedication, teamwork, a strong work ethic, a good character, unselfishness, and a man to devote yourself for 4 years to your high school. Congratulations on an amazing 4-year football career at Jefferson High School. Go Grizzlies! So I'm going to call up my 4-year players. If you can come up here, shake your coach's hands, accept the award, and stay up here until everyone gets up here, okay? And just kind of make a line in front, all right? First one, Patrick Liwanda. James Narag. Christian Gonzalez. Lucy Lagoo. John Torno. Ako Temasese. Sean Livingston. And Roman Narag. So while I got all of them up here, there's 8 of them up here, okay? As freshmen, I wasn't here their freshman year, but I would probably guess there's usually about 20 to 30 freshmen who go out for freshman football. 8 of them made it through. Okay, so this is why I'm saying this is such a big accomplishment. 4 years in devoted to the football program. We have 8 guys standing up here today. So, for you freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, I hope this is you in a couple years or next year, all right? So, guys, thank you for your 4-year commitment. So our next awards, before I hand out this award, what I do want to say, again, there's so much that goes into football, and I was just talking about how hard it is to get through 4 years of football. And one of those obstacles is your grades. And I'm going to steal it from Coach Moore. He said it a long time ago, and I've stolen it ever since. You have to be a star in the classroom before you can be a star on the field. And this year, I can honestly say, since I've been at Jefferson, this has been the best team grade-wise at the varsity level I've ever seen at Jefferson. So if I call your name, please stand up. The people I'm about to call all received above a 3.0 during football season. Ahmed Hidayas. Isaiah Higgins, just stand up where you are. Isaiah Higgins. Brandon Imus. Andrew Mora. Leo Khan. Joseph Ramon. Angelo Velez. team received above a 3.0 or better. So good job, guys. All right, now, after that, I am going to hand out what we call the Scholar Athlete Award, okay? This award is handed out to the person with the highest GPA on the football team. Again, what a lot of people don't know, all the coaches up here play football, and we get it. It's very hard to be a football player and keep your grades up. A scholar athlete, okay? Football practice is very demanding, all right? You guys don't get home till 7, maybe 8 o'clock at night, and then you're asked to do your homework and study on top of that and do well in the classroom. So we are going to be handing out two Scholar Awards because it was so close, okay? The first one, with the 3.8 GPA, Xavier Cochran. All right. The highest GPA on our football team this year, 4.0, Daniel Benjamin. Okay, the next award I'm going to give out, and I wasn't able to frame this because I just got I just completed them today. This is a big honor. I still have mine from when I played, and I highly recommend you guys frame it and hang it up on your walls. This is for All League, and let me explain what All League stands for. What All League is, all the coaches in the PAL, there's 18 teams in the PAL. There's 18 teams in the PAL. All 18 coaches come together, and we vote for the best person at their position. So if you win All League, that's saying something. You're not only the best person on Jefferson football teams, but you're the best person at that position in the entire league. So this is a very prestigious award. We have 4 people this year that received this award. First one, defensive back, De'Ara Simpson. De'Ara Simpson was voted first team All League corner. Alright. First team, and I'm really happy that this individual won this award. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot more about him later. But first team All League linebacker, John Turner. Okay, I don't think this is any surprise. First team All-League receiver, Rashawn Livingston. Rashawn last year won first team All-League free safety, and this year he won, not only did he win first team All-League receiver, there's 4 first team All-League receivers. He actually was the #1 voted, so he's actually the receiver of the year.
Wow.
That's the 3rd year in a row Jefferson's had the receiver of the year. So next year, junior receivers, you better step it up. All right. Okay, our last first team All-Leaguer, and we do have second team All-League, which I'm going to go over in a second. Our last first team All-League offensive lineman, Ako Temasese. Okay. Now this year, and Coach Moore went with me, and I was a very upset coach at the All-League meeting because I feel some of our guys did not get the respect that they deserved. And the first 2 that I'm going to call up for second team, it came down to a vote. Again, we all vote, and it was a tie vote. It was like, I think it was like 3-3-2 or something like that, but there was a tie vote. And I thought, you should just throw out the person with 2 votes and have a revote. Well, since San Mateo won league, they said they automatically get it. All right, so I feel we got kind of messed up there a little bit, but we actually don't get they don't give me awards for second team all league, but I'm actually gonna make you guys something up nice. I just haven't got it yet, but if you can just stand up so you can get recognized. Second team all league quarterback, Daniel Benjamin. All right. Now this next player was up for Defensive Player of the Year and came in 2nd place. And somehow, some way, he did not win first team all league, and I don't get it. Second team all league defensive end, Patrick Luzon. Patrick also won second team all league offensive tackle, so he won in 2 positions. Second team all league receiver, Roman Narak. Running back, Angelo Valdez. Second team, all league defensive end, Ulysses Ramon. Second team, all league free safety, Andrew Mora. Second team, all league linebacker, Christian Gonzalez. Second team, all league linebacker, Kyle Rosetto. Alright, and those are our second team all league. Alright, so our next awards that we're going to be handing out are most improved, and we have them in, again, football is a 3-level sport: special teams, defense, and offense. So we do have MIPs, most improved players in every position. Okay, and these awards are very really good to get, because it shows how hard you work to improve yourself. There's some great athletes that never work hard and they never get any better. These athletes not only worked hard, but they got better. Not just throughout the season, but every single game they got better. So, with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to our special teams coordinator, Saudi, and he's going to do special teams most improved.
What's going on, folks? This next young man, he's an enigma to me when we were on JV. I always kind of hop on his line a little bit during the summer to just don't get beat deep. And for his own reasons, he wasn't able to play his junior year, but he came back his senior year with a vengeance. And he made big plays for us during critical situations when we needed a big boom. Sometimes, just those guys that don't get the run on offense get it on special teams. And I'd like to present this next report to Xavier Cochran.
Now, I'm going to say something really quick as Xavier sits down. Against Cappuccino, this is what I'm talking about, most improved. You guys, the most improved people get better and they learn. Against Cappuccino, we had to put him in at punter, and it was a bad snap. He tried to run, and he got tackled, and we gave him the ball at like the 20-yard line. Very next game against Mills, we're up by, I think, 5 points or 6 points, and the same situation happened, where it was a bad snap, and he's kind of trying to run around, and I told him at Cappuccino, when that happens, you need to punt the ball. And sure enough, he punted the ball, and Mills kind of drove and got kind of scary. If that ball got blocked or he got tackled where he was, there's a chance to lose that game. So special teams is a huge part of the game, and Xavier is most improved. Good job.
All right, I have defense is most improved. It's a long journey. I had remember the beginning of this season when we kind of formulate our depth charts, and Maddox, as we're talking about spring, because football never stops. And he had put on my radar one kid, and I was kind of like, who was that? I wasn't 100% sure who was. I remembered the name, but I couldn't put a face with that person. And then as soon as we got into spring, I could see the work ethic. He got faster, he got stronger. And then the next question I had was, well, at his position, is he going to tackle? He looks fine in 7-on-7, but is he going to be able to tackle when the ball breaks free? And I think he had, in his position, the most tackles. And it shows his dedication, his hard work. I can remember being in chalk talk in our halftime adjustments and feeling his eyes burning through because he's paying attention to everything we're saying, because the last thing he wanted to do was fail himself, fail the team. So this year, our defensive most improved, Andrew Moore.
Okay, now for offensive most improved. Again, this is a guy that not only got better this year, but he got better from what he was last year. All right, last year, this guy, we knew he had talent, but he wasn't able to kind of put it together yet. And therefore, he didn't get too much playing time. And then as a senior, he was still kind of under the radar for most of the season. All right, we didn't really know what we had with him until kind of late. But what I liked about this guy is he practiced hard every single day. You can tell how bad he wanted to start. You can tell how bad he wanted to make plays. And he definitely made plays for us, throughout the year on offense. Some really big, unforgettable plays. And again, it's just due to his work ethic and just wanting to be better. Our most offensive improved player is Jalen Ware. Okay, I'm going to pass this one to Coach Tony.
How's it going? So, I'll be announcing the Offensive Lineman Player of the Year. This player, he was a four-year player, four-year offensive lineman. I had the pleasure of coaching this guy for 2 years as a varsity player. As a coach, we have to put these guys in practice in position in order to succeed. In the game, it comes down to the players, the field leaders, and captains in the games throughout the year. So this guy not only was a captain, but he was definitely the leader on this offensive line. So I like to pronounce Akko. Congratulations.
Wow.
All right, this year is going to be the award for linebacker of the year. All right. Now, some guys are already saying it, but he was a kid who basically at the end of spring said, "Coach, I'm going to play linebacker. The team needs it." And from that day, he gave everything he had. He even sacrificed playing offense. He's the only linebacker that we had that started every single game. So, I mean, that itself is a testament, especially as injury prone as he is. And I can remember one of my favorite moments was actually, I believe it was Mission High School. And by that point, he had worked himself so hard in the linebacker. I said, "You're just way too important on defense to lose on offense." And there was a play where he got up a little slow, and then he pops up and runs to the sideline, and I physically ripped his helmet away so that he would not play offense. And he was literally just had to be one of the staples on our defense. And his hard work and dedication paid off in more ways than one on the field, I feel, as a young man. And he got a lot of recognition because of his work ethic. He was undersized at his position, but his heart made up for it in every category. So our linebacker of the year, John Torner.
All right, Coach Matt, I have with the defensive line this year. I'll be presenting the Defensive Lineman of the Year award. This young man will begin this award. A few key things about him: he's a coachable player. All right, you go through individual drills throughout the week, and sometimes you don't see those moves, those techniques show up on the field. But this young man, continuously throughout the course of the season, on film, on the field, I see things that are being taught, being used. A couple other things about this young man: he approaches practice with the seriousness that not too many people come to practice with. And if you want to be successful, I think that's a key component to attain, and he has that. If he continues on with this at the next level, if he decides to play, success is in his reach. The person getting this Defensive Lineman of the Year award, Pat.
All right, this award is the Defensive Back of the Year. This guy I'm going to talk about, great young man, never really argued back. Matter of fact, arguably he could be one of the best tacklers on the team by far. The guy never gives up. You know, you can go in through practice and you'll see him looking one way or else, and you say, go ahead and get in there, and boom, he'll jump in and he's ready to go. His length alone, I feel like he can play at the next level. It's all on what he wants to do. Once again, this kid, I can't really say too much more about his character. Never really complained. You know, he always went hard, and most importantly, he was respectful. You know, it comes to times where you know, and other players will know at the same time. You know, we'll get inside you a little bit. You know what I mean? And we'll get on your nerves. But it's how you respond back is what makes you a better man. All right. So with that being said, Defensive Back of the Year goes to Deers. Alright, so now I'm going to be presenting the Playmaker Award. Okay, this guy, you know, I've only been coaching here for about 2 years. This guy right here, I've seen him grow a lot, not only as a football player, but as a human being. And, you know, there was going through times in his life where, you know, he was a little down on himself or down coming into school, but I feel like this was his outway, and this was his way to let off some of his steam. Once again, I've seen this kid come a long way. You know, me and him built a nice strong bond between me and him ourselves. And you know, I'm looking forward to him hopefully watching him play, and then watching him play on Saturdays on TV. So this guy, Rashawn Livingston.
All right, so since I am the offensive coordinator, I'm going to talk a little bit about Rashawn. Rashawn unfortunately got injured week 2 and missed 4 games, and he was still able to put up the stats to be receiver of the year. All right, whenever the team needed him, he made big plays all year long. All right, so Rashawn, very good job.
Yes.
This next award is Mr. Everything Award, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Okay, this is one of these really good awards because this kid was able to do almost any position if we asked him to do it. All right, on offense, on defense, on special teams, he was our Mr. Everything. He was kind of like a Swiss Army knife. Okay, he did all the grunt work. Okay, and what I mean by that, he did jobs that other players did not want to do. All right, when I asked him, I can go ask this individual to go block, you know, a 250-pound linebacker, and he wouldn't even ask. You know, he just go do it, all right? I can ask him to tackle a big running back, a speedy running back. I can tell him to go be kick returner, punt returner. I can ask this kid to do whatever I need him to do, and the coaching staff would know that he was going to get the job done. Not only do it at the best of his ability, but get it done, okay? This player made big plays for us all year long. Some of the most crucial times of the games, we gave this kid the ball because we knew he was going to do what it took to get the first down. Mr. Everything, Roman Iraq. Okay, this next award, Coach Moore is actually going to hand out, but I want to kind of talk about what it means. This next award is called the Grizzly Award. We started doing this award, and this is as a coach, this is I know most valuable player and all these big awards, what everyone likes to hear about. But as coaches, the Grizzly Award means the most to all of us. All right, what the Grizzly Award is, it's given to a kid. Matter of fact, I'm going to read what it says. This certificate testifies that he has been voted by the Varsity Jefferson coaching staff as the 2016 Grizzly Award winner. Your passion for the game, knowledge of the game, and team-first mentality has contributed to the success of the Jefferson Grizzly football team. These kids are the kids who showed up to 100% of practices. They never complained. They were coachable. They were team first. They were leaders. All right. They weren't all about themselves. They knew it was about a team. So these are big awards for coaches to hand out. So Coach Moore, go ahead and hand out the Grizzly Awards.
All right, so I'll do them one at a time. The first young man, coached him for 2 years. It was a pleasure. I watched him literally develop what I believe to be a still growing young gentleman into a young man. I know last season was tough on him physically, mentally, spiritually, but hard times or tough times don't last, tough people do. And he showed this year an amazing bounce back from how his season ended last year. And even though this year he still suffered through injury, I could tell in his growth, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that he was going to do just fine. And it even reached a point where I trusted him to help me with coaching my position because he was able to instill the technique, the principles, and the work ethic that I demanded from not only the athletes, but myself. So this Grizzly Award is going to go to Luti.
So again, before Coach Moore says, behind the scenes, what a lot of parents don't see, and the players definitely saw, we lost Luti in week 2. So his season, he knew it was over in week 2. There was no denying it. And Luti still came to almost every single practice, knowing that he wasn't going to play. He couldn't suit up. He still came to every single practice to be with his brothers and help them achieve their goals. So it's just, I mean, that's in itself. A lot of lesser men, as soon as they found out their season was over, would went out, hung out with their friends after school, and not come to practice. So Luti,
Just to add on that, I don't remember which game it was he missed, but I know he had a surgery scheduled on Friday for his shoulder. And believe it or not, next morning he's there for, was it 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock practice.
Wow.
He showed up after having surgery the night before, hours before, not even 24 hours. And that just shows the great dedication and sacrifice for the team.
Yeah. Wow.
Our next Grizzly Award goes to another young man who just truly was dedicated to the team. Again, he's a kid I coached for 2 years. Watched his development, watch him grow, watch his struggles, trying to accommodate what I was requiring of him. Because I'll be honest, I'm not the easiest coach to play under. I'm brutally honest, and I'm pretty tough, and I ask a lot out of the kid. And I know there were times where what I was asking and demanding of him, it was very difficult for him to not only just do, but to even get in rhythm of doing that action. But he was still there every single practice. I think I mentioned it earlier this year that he's probably in the 2 years I've been here only missed 4, maybe 5 practices. All right? And he's a kid who worked hard every single time he was out there. And one of the biggest joys I have from this year is that he made the final tackle at home as a senior. This year's Grizzly Award goes to Emilio Furcado.
All right, guys. So now we're at our last 4 awards. These are our most valuable players. So we're going to give out. Sonny's going to give out our most valuable special teams player. Coach Moore is going to give out our most valuable defensive player. I'll give out our most offensive valuable player, and also our most valuable player overall. So these are the big awards These awards, in order to get one of these awards, you had to be a team player, you had to be an amazing athlete on the field, a good citizen off the field, and just an overall great person. So, Saudi, go ahead and get out your...
Young man, made some big plays, starting from his sophomore year when he first transferred in. And so he was sort of an enigma, again, because we didn't really know if he could just stick to his assignment sometimes. We would just sometimes have to play man or just play cover two. But we realized that if you messed up on your assignment, you know, just defensively or offensively, like you can go out there and make up for a special team play. And, you know, I believe in the saying that do the light shines through the dark. And this young man he used to bother me during the off-season, during the bye week. Coach, can we run some sand dunes? Can we run some hills? Can you ask Maddox if we get open the weight runs? Due to my schedule being all over the place, we got it in when we could. But, De'Ara Simpson.
What's kind of interesting is last year, and I was looking at the awards last year, De'Ara's actually won most improved special teams player, and this year he was kind of almost like a captain of our special teams, and he won most valuable. So it's kind of cool to see.
Really quick, the defensive MVP. A lot of you guys will hear me say during practice, if it ain't about running the ball or it ain't about defense, I really don't care. And this is a player I've known for the 2 years I've been here, and it started up last year. I know this is going to give it away, but I told him he's a defensive player. All right, and he took it to heart, and it really shined. He was a key piece in a lot of our big defensive plays this year. Whether it was knifing through the line, he played any spot on the defensive line. We put him on the wide side. We put him against the best offensive linemen. We put him inside, and he wreaked havoc every single play. I mean, he was a handful, and I'd always raise the bar on him. You know, every time he thought he did a great job, I'd say, well, I didn't see it. You got to go do it again. And he was one of the players that he just stayed hungry, and I honestly do think that as long as he hits that weight room and has the desire to continue, he can be a defensive force at the next level. Our defensive MVP, Patrick.
All right, again, you know, I'm the offensive guy, so I do got to talk a little bit about Pat on offense. What a lot of people didn't know on offense, now Pat, I still think you're an offensive player, okay? But Pat, we started moving Pat to the play side, no matter what the play was. And what I mean by that, wherever the ball was going, Pat started as a left tackle. He just played left tackle. But at the end of the year, if we're going to run the ball to the right, we move Pat to the right. If we run the ball to the left, we move Pat to the left, okay? And he was really blocking your best players all game at the point of attack. And that's something really hard to do. That's something, and then being asked to go play on defense. I mean, that's a really big accomplishment especially for a lineman type, to play both ways and be in literally the play every single play. So very good job, Pat. Okay, offensive MVP. And again, the coaches, we all voted, okay? It came down to a vote. It wasn't me picking the offensive player, Coach Moore picking the defensive player. This was voted by the whole coaching staff. And this one was a very tight race. It came down to two players. This one kind of surprised me, and I'll tell you why in a second. Very earned, but I didn't see this one coming, and I'll tell you why in a second. But let me talk a little bit about this player. This player was an absolute force on the offense, okay? Me being the offensive coordinator, I can always depend on this one player making plays. Regardless of the opponent we were playing, regardless of the situation in the game, I knew if I gave him the ball, he was going to do something. And this is going to give it away right now. The reason why we usually don't give awards like this to juniors, and this is going to a junior, okay? Daniel Benjamin, we asked to play quarterback this year, and he threw for over 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. Never practiced quarterback. One day I said, I need you to play quarterback, and he did. He ran for almost 900 yards, 898 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He caught the ball out of the backfield. He did absolutely everything you could do. He blocked in pass protection. He blocked on James, one of the best plays of the year. When James goes for a touchdown, you see Daniel on film walking all the way down the field. So Daniel did absolutely everything for this offense, and again, being a junior, winning this award is something really big. The coaches voted on it. Our offensive MVP this year is Daniel Benjamin. Okay, our last award, and after I give out our last award, I actually made up certificates for everybody on the varsity team, and I'm going to call you guys out because, again, we're not individuals in here, okay? We're not saying, you know, we're an individual team, we are a team. So I want to recognize everybody on the varsity level. I'm going to call you up after this award, and you can get your certificate. We're going to stay up here so that your parents can take pictures of our whole varsity football team, and then Daniel's going to actually lead our chant one last time, and then we'll get out of here, okay? Oh, okay. Sorry. Actually, Coach Moore, go ahead and do that right now.
All right, so I know it's new here. I did it last year, but every year, what the parents may not know, some of the players may not even know, is that we keep defensive stats. We know how many tackles you guys have, how many assisted tackles, pass deflections, forced fumbles, recovered fumbles, interception returns for touchdown, and they all are valued for a certain number of points. And what we do is we tally it up at the end of the year. So from game 1 until our last game, everyone has incurred some points if you played defense and were in on a play. And what I've done is for each position, so there's for corners, there's for safeties, defensive tackles, defensive ends, and linebackers, I have something that I always give to the point leaders. And then the overall point leader has a little extra added surprise. All right? So, our defensive tackle award winner with 192 points, with 39 tackles, 25 assisted tackles, 11 behind the line, 3 sacks, 2 deflections, is Patrick Lewang. All right. Our safety with 62 tackles, 32 assists, 2 tackles behind the line, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception, a total of 237 points, Andrew Mora. All right, so now we had our safety, we're going to go to corner. All right, at corner with 27 tackles, 11 assists, 3 behind the line, 1 fumble recovery, 3 deflections, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns with 141 points, De'Ara Simpson. Let's make sure the real De'Ara gets this. So now, at linebacker, all right, with 48 tackles, 46 assists, 7 tackles behind the line, and a total of 211 points, John Torno. All right, and our overall winner this year is also the leader for defensive ends, but the team leader with 61 tackles, 38 assists, 11 behind the line, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and a total of 269 points. Defensive end, Ulysses. Alright, so the positional leaders each got a $50 gift card. Overall winner got a $100 gift card.
All right. Okay, our last award tonight, and again, after this, we're going to call up our entire varsity football team. This last award is our most valuable player, okay? And I talked about how close our offensive MVP was. This one, there had to be a revote. Let's put it that way. The vote was tied. It was 3 votes to 1 vote. So we actually had to revote because it was that close. It came down to 2 people, okay? We had a revote, and it was 4-3. Now, the person who, I'm just going to say this because I think he deserves it as well, the person who was tied with it was actually Pat, okay? We had a revote, and that's why you got defensive MVP. The most valuable player, okay? A lot of people, especially nowadays, get this kind of mixed up. It's not the best player. It's the most valuable player, okay? This person exhibited leadership ability and athletic performance at the highest level. He has truly been the most valuable player and led this team to victory, okay? This player, if we did not have this player, I don't know what we would have done. Really, I really do not know what we would have done. Against Mission, I thought we were going to be without this player, okay? And I had to call timeout. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no clue what to do because this player was so valuable to the football team. He didn't play too much defense, but he knew everybody's job. He was our heartbeat on the offensive line. He was the quarterback of the team at center. He made all the calls. At the all-league meeting, one of the coaches, I believe it was the San Mateo coach, said when I nominated Aku Temasese, he said, "Is that your center that quarterback the offensive line?" You watch film and he's up pointing at people, getting everything situated. I can honestly say I've never coached a player with such a great brain, football brain. And what I mean by that is he knew what everybody's job was. He knew where the running backs were supposed to go. He knew what the guard was supposed to do. He knew what the tackles were supposed to do. He knew what the defensive linebackers, everything. He knew exactly where everyone was supposed to be. He was a true student of the game. He this year had a junior at guard next to him. He had a sophomore at guard next to him, and he had a first time starting tackle with him. So with that being said, he led them and made them a really good team. Our most valuable player this year is Aku Temasese.
We're gonna miss you.
We had one, well, I'm going to call it an offensive practice without Akko, and it did not go anywhere. It did not go anywhere.
All right. So right now, what I'm going to do, and this is the last thing we're going to do, I'm going to call up the entire team, but I'm going to do it one at a time. And the first thing I'm going to do is and guys, when I call you up, I want you guys to kind of start, just kind of stay up here. I want the whole team to be up here. I'm going to start with the seniors because I think the seniors definitely deserve some extra recognition. So I'm going to call up the seniors. And guys, this senior team, when they were freshmen, the varsity team went 0-10. Okay? I believe, sorry, you can help me out. What was their freshman schedule? Record. 6-4. Their sophomore record?
4-6.
All right. They went to a JV team, varsity team as juniors, went 7-3, and this year they went 5-5. So they went from an 0-10 football team to a winning program. All right. They won more games than they lost. So from 0-10 to a winning program, we have to credit this group of young men, these seniors. All right. So when I call your name, please come up, shake your coach's hand, stay up here, don't go sit down. Senior Defensive lineman, Jeremiah Castillo. Senior, defensive back receiver, Xavier Cockley. Senior, I don't think he's here, but senior, running back, Angelo Cortez. Senior, free safety, Ahmed Hidayas. Senior, defensive back, Jose Gomez. Senior, linebacker, middle linebacker, Christian Gonzalez. Senior, linebacker, Austin Wintu. Senior, linebacker, Lutu Nagu. Sorry, too long ago. I'll work on it. Senior, offensive tackle, defensive end, Patrick Luanda. Senior, receiver, free safety, Rashawn Livingston. Senior, defensive back, Andrew Mora. Senior, receiver, James Narag. Senior, receiver, Roman Narag. Senior, linebacker, Emilio Kagan. Senior, receiver, Nico Kiarko. Senior, quarterback, defensive end, Claudio Sanders. All right. Senior, running back, defensive back, here, Simpson. Senior, offensive lineman, sometimes defensive lineman, Arthur Tamasese. Senior, running back, linebacker, John Torno. Senior, wide receiver, Jalen Ware. Senior, wide receiver, Dante Williamson. All right, if we can give a round of applause for our senior. Okay, so I was just informed. Seniors, the boosters went out. They're not here yet, but they're gonna give it to you as soon as possible. They went out and bought a home jersey for you guys with your name on the back, and you guys will be receiving that as soon as they get them. All right,
So they messed up. We do this for our seniors. So you're so dear to us, you know, and it's a token to appreciate what you have done for the school. So have it ready. Mr. Narag will let us know, and we'll bring it to the coaches. Okay?
All right, one last applause for our seniors. Okay, now for our juniors, the juniors. Next year's your year. The seniors are passing the torch. They did a really good job. Now it's your turn. Okay, your turn to be the leaders of the football team. Your turn to make the plays that we need. Your turn to shine. All right. Off of the tackle, deep of the tackle, Moises Alas. Quarterback, running back, defensive back, Daniel Benjamin. Quarterback, Aaron Cruz. Defensive back receiver, Christian Gutierrez. Linebacker kicker, Jonathan Hernandez. Receiver, linebacker, Isaiah Higgins. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Brandon Hyman. Linebacker, Aaron Mejia. Defensive end, and our new fullback, Alyssa Simone. Linebacker, running back, Kyle Rossetto. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Troy Santiago. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Colin Toronto. Running back, free safety, Angela Velez. Receiver, Sammy Price. And the last one, our sophomore, and I want to say this right now, Vince is talking about what's best for the program. We were in dire need of an offensive lineman. I went up to this individual and asked, can you come up and play varsity football? And he probably could have been one of the best players at the JV level. Came up, he struggled, but got better throughout the year. And he actually led our offensive line in pancake blocks. Bill All right, guys, a big round of applause for 2016 varsity Jefferson. One more time, over here, guys, let's go.
All right, let's do our shit.
We the best team in this league. The best team in this league. Truly. Today. Everything to feel like, all day like, all night like, gonna move like, offense like, defense like, that's what I like, that's score like, and it sound like, and it sound like, and it sound like. Get it to the top of the Rick Flair.